Beyond Belief. Fact or fiction? Hosted by Jonathan Frakes. Tonight, your challenge is to separate what is true from what is false. 5 stories, some real, some fake. Can you judge which are fact and which are fiction? To find out, you must enter a world of both truth and deception. A world that is beyond belief.
In trying to determine truth, we must examine things from all angles. For example, this sculpture, when viewed head-on, is a simple, clean cube shape. But turn it around to another angle. Look what's revealed. A mass of different shapes and lines that was previously hidden from view. In tonight's stories, the truth is often hidden. We'll tell you which stories are based on reality and which are fiction at the end of the show. And remember, just like this metal sculpture, while you think you see something clearly, the truth may be hiding just around the corner. Do you have a favorite cure for the flu? Some people take medications, vitamins, pills. Others rely on home remedies like chicken soup. No matter what you take into your system to fight the flu, everyone agrees on one thing. You need plenty of rest. Douglas Hibbert is exhausted. His resistance is low, and he's beginning to get that dull, achy feeling. Is it the flu? Is it beyond the flu? Is it, in fact, beyond relief? Attorney Douglas Hibbert had spent the last 5 days in Eureka, California, conducting hearings for the Employment Development Department.
Maybe I can go that way.
I'm over here.
Great job, Doug.
Yeah, it went pretty well.
See you back in Sacramento.
Okay.
Oh, happy anniversary. And take care of that cold.
Thanks.
All Douglas wanted to do was get home to his wife, Carol, and celebrate their 10th wedding anniversary. He just wished he'd felt better.
Hello.
Hey, Carol.
Hey, I knew it was you. How did it go?
We kicked butt.
You sound like you got worse.
Oh, yeah. I feel horrible. My body aches. Got a fever.
Oh, Doug, I really wish you were home.
Oh, so do I. Honey, I hate to do this, but I'm a little worried about making the 5-hour drive with this flu. I'm thinking of spending the night somewhere.
Really?
Don't worry. I'll be home for our anniversary tomorrow.
Okay. Well, you just take care of yourself and get plenty of rest. I love you.
I love you too.
How you doing?
Oh, not so good. I have the flu.
Oh, nasty stuff. I just got over it myself.
I need a nice, quiet room.
Ah, well, I got plenty of rooms and plenty of quiet. I just need a major credit card.
Oh, right. There you go.
Thank you.
I can't breathe. I just wish I was there with you.
Doug called his wife, Carol, right after he checked in. She was glad that he had found a nice, clean place to stay, but she was worried about his health. She begged him to get some rest.
Yes, I'll try to get some sleep.
Doug had hoped to sleep through the night, but it was of no use. The flu wouldn't let him.
Can I help you, Mr. Hibbert?
Yeah, I can't sleep. I'm looking for an open drugstore nearby.
Yeah. You just follow Crystal Lake Drive for about a mile.
Yeah.
And then you come to the first light, take a right, Stanley's Drugs. Can't miss it.
Thanks.
No problem. Mr. Hibbert, geez, what happened to you?
I need you to do me a favor.
Well, sure. Did you get your medicine?
I need you to put this in the motel safe for me. I'm afraid I might lose it.
What is it?
Thank you.
It all seemed very odd to motel owner Harold Plum. Why was Doug Hibbard soaking wet and covered with mud? But Harold had learned not to ask questions.
Weird. Good evening. Lakeshore Motel?
Hi, my name is Carol Hibbert, and I believe my husband Douglas Hibbert is registered there.
Yeah, he's here.
I keep calling his cell phone, and I'm not getting any answer.
Maybe he has it turned off. I mean, I know he's here. I just saw him. Would you like me to ring through to his room for you?
Yes, please.
Okay, hang on. Now, he's not answering.
Would you do me a favor? Could you check on him and see if he's all right? He wasn't feeling well.
Oh, sure. Just give me your number there, and I'll call you right back. Mr. Hibbard?
Harold was surprised to find that Douglas Hibbard was not in his room. He also found it strange that there was no sign of the wet, muddy clothes that Hibbard was wearing.
Can I help you?
I need to talk to you about a guest I believe you have registered here by the name of Douglas Hibbard.
What about it?
He's dead. His car went off the road. He had this room key on him.
I was just talking to him a few minutes ago.
Sir, that's impossible. A witness saw Mr. Hibbard's car go into Crystal Lake about an hour ago. We just towed it out. His body was inside.
Harold Plum remembered the bag Douglas Hibbard gave him to keep in the safe. He wasn't sure if it would be there. He wasn't sure of anything anymore. Carol Hibbard arrived at the Lakeshore Motel the following morning to pick up Doug's belongings. Inside the box was the diamond ring Doug couldn't afford to buy when they first got married. Years ago, he had promised Carol that one day he would buy it for her as an anniversary present. What really happened here? How could Douglas Hibbard have given the motel owner that diamond ring if he was already dead? Was his will to keep his promise so strong that nothing, not even death, could stop him from delivering her anniversary gift? Or did the motel owner just imagine Douglas walked in? If so, how did he get the gift back? Is this story about the dedicated husband based on reality? Or have we left you holding the bag?
We'll find out if this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, psychic powers are used against a gang of thieves on Beyond Belief, fact or fiction.
Wheelchairs like this are used in many ways these days. There is, of course, the primary use as transportation for those that are unable to walk on their own. But recreational opportunities now exist for the wheelchair-bound. They're now used in races, even marathons. And wheelchair basketball has become an exciting competitive activity. But you're about to see a wheelchair show up in a rather unusual place, at a crime scene.
As a detective, I'd investigated many robberies in my downtown district, but the Tri-City jewelry heist is the one I will never forget. The Anvil Armored Truck Service received pickups at the Tri-City Jewelry Company several times a week. The guards were trained to take nothing for granted and to approach each delivery and pickup as a potentially dangerous situation. There was nothing that aroused their suspicion that morning. It all seemed routine.
Okay, he's in. We got 3 minutes.
What the guards should have taken a closer look at was the flower delivery van parked across the street.
Excuse me. Can you tell me where to catch the number 3 bus? I'm very late for a doctor's appointment and I'm a little lost. Get out of my way! What are you doing? Hey, crazy!
I arrived on the scene a half hour after the robbery. I never expected to find anything out of the ordinary. I was wrong.
Okay. So you really didn't get a good look at the guy, huh?
Never saw him coming. Sorry.
How about you? This thing was pretty well planned. I must have been watching you guys for weeks.
Detective Hansen,
Yeah.
come and have something. There was a guy in a wheelchair that got caught in the middle of the robbery.
Can you give us an ID?
Better than that. He says he can tell us where they are.
Mr. Sigmar, Detective Hansen. I understand that you were a witness to the robbery that took place here.
I was a victim. I was just passing by, minding my own business, when this guy comes running up, pistol whips the guard, and knocks me out of my chair. What kind of punk would do that, huh? To a guy in a wheelchair.
I don't know.
They're scum. That's what they are, scum.
Mr. Sigmar, you told Officer Hanna that you knew where we could find them. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. I got this special power that comes and goes. Sometimes when I get real mad, I see flashes of stuff in my mind.
Stuff? What kind of stuff?
Well, after that guy knocked me down, I was yelling at him, and this address just popped into my head. 1211 Carlson Street.
Is that where you think they are?
I know that's where they are. I can feel it.
1211 Carlson turned out to be an abandoned warehouse downtown. Even if it turned out to be a waste of time, I had no other leads.
You should have seen the look on his face when I knocked him out of his chair. I gotta know. I can find it so fast.
Remember the guy in the wheelchair that one of you gentlemen knocked over?
He told you.
That's right.
Let me tell you something, Detective. That guy in the wheelchair, he planned the whole thing. He blocked the guard so I could get the money.
What?
Yeah, we met him in jail. His name is Darren Snyder.
Why'd you knock him over?
We decided to cut him out. Figured, what could he do?
I'll check it out.
Yeah, you do that. There's just one thing I don't understand. How did he know we'd be here?
What do you mean?
We changed hideouts. Snyder didn't know about this place.
I followed up on the name Darren Snyder. I found out that he was an ex-con with a long rap sheet, and that one of his aliases was Peter Sigmar. I located Snyder a week later and arrested him for armed robbery. He still insisted no one had told him the location of the hideout, and that he possessed a special power.
So how did Peter Sigmar know the new hideout of the three men? Did he somehow overhear someone mention it? That seems unlikely. They were going out of their way to keep it from him. Was he truly psychic? No one had ever seen evidence of that before. Maybe he was so furious at being betrayed, he somehow converted his anger into psychic energy. Is this story of thieves falling out inspired by an actual event? Or are we double-crossing him?
We'll find out if this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, a young couple needs a miracle on Beyond Belief, fact or fiction.
A life support system. Medical equipment designed for the purpose of sustaining life when our own vital organs cease to function. At its most effective, the system takes over temporarily until a medical solution or a miracle can be found. At its least effective, life can be prolonged indefinitely, often without hope. Julie Driscoll is currently being kept alive by life support. Her boyfriend Gary believes deep in his heart she will pull through. But right now, Gary is searching desperately for a second opinion.
My girlfriend, Julie, had been in a coma for the past 7 months. While driving, her head hit the windshield after she was broadsided by a pickup truck. Julie never regained consciousness, but she was alive, so the doctors put her on life support. She was on her way to meet me. We were going to go to a movie. I hardly ever left Julie's side since the accident. I knew that somehow she could still hear me, and that one day she'd recover.
I ran into your friend Denise today. She sends her love. She got a new puppy, a little golden lab.
I read that it's good to keep talking to a comatose patient. Sometimes it can trigger something, so I just talk about whatever came into my head. I had to keep connected to her.
Remember Lucy, your dog? She misses you. Everybody misses you. Not as much as I do. But, I love you, Julie.
How you doing, Gary?
I'm okay, Dr. Parkins. She looks so peaceful today.
She is. Julie's parents are here, and they want to see you for a minute.
Sure. I'll be back.
Lately, it seemed that Julie's parents were losing hope. It was hard for me to talk with him like I used to.
Hi, Gary.
Hey, I was just telling Julie about how her friend Denise got her new puppy. You know how much Julie loves animals. I couldn't even pass a pet shop without her. I'm sorry, Mrs. Driscoll. I didn't mean to upset you.
Gary, I know it's hard, but it's time for us to face reality. It's been 7 months, and Julie shows no sign of coming out of the coma.
You know we've consulted several specialists, and the consensus is that Julie's condition is irreversible.
No, it's not. I don't believe that.
Gary, we know how much you love her. We all do. But it's time to let her go. We've decided to disconnect Julie's life support.
No, you can't do that. She can come out of this. I know she can.
Insurance has run out.
But it's not about the insurance. If Julie had just shown one sign of coming out of the coma, we'd keep her on life support.
Julie wouldn't want to go on this way. You know that.
Just give me one more day, okay? I just want to talk to her. I know she can hear me. Please, just one more day.
Okay.
You have to come back. What do you want me to do? Why can't I reach you? Don't you love me? They're gonna stop your life support, okay? You have to fight. You have to live. Julie, please.
Are you holding up, Gary?
Everything's the same. I just can't get through to her.
You've done everything that you could. You know, sometimes all the love in the world is just not enough. The Driscolls are going to be here in a while, so why don't you give yourself a break?
No, I can't. I don't want to leave her alone.
Gary, you got to go easy on yourself. You know, this isn't your fault.
I didn't know how I was going to live without Julie. I never let myself think about it. It's so hard, Julie. I knew there were no more options, but I just couldn't accept letting her go. I was finally ready to admit it was hopeless. And then...
Gary.
Julie, I heard you. No, I didn't imagine that was you. It was your voice. Julie, say something to me. Say something again. Please.
I hear you, Gary.
I hear you too, Julie. I hear you.
I can move.
Look, you can't pull life support. She can move. Julie can move.
You actually saw her move?
No. She told me she could move.
She spoke?
Well, not exactly. Look, I know this is going to sound crazy, but Julie spoke to me telepathically.
I'm sorry. There's no change.
No, it can't be. Julie, do something. Show them, please.
Go ahead, Dr. Parkins.
No, don't do this.
Let her go, Gary, please.
Gary, look at my hand.
Her hand. Look at her hand.
Oh, Gary, please stop. Just...
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, Bill. Look at her hand. It's moving. Oh, Julie.
She's coming back. Julie slowly regained consciousness, and after months of therapy, she was able to return to a normal life. The doctors were amazed by her total recovery. There was absolutely no brain damage. Julie and I picked up right where we left off, and are more in love than ever.
Did Julie and Gary actually communicate telepathically? Or did Gary's sleep deprivation cause him to imagine that he heard Julie's voice? If so, then why did Julie's hand move exactly when Gary heard her voice? Was that just coincidence? Does this story of a medical miracle stand on its own? Or does the truth show no visible signs of support?
We'll find out if this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, a young boy channels a mysterious spirit on Beyond Belief, fact or fiction.
Have you ever visited a Chinatown section in a major city? It's like a world unto itself. Souvenirs such as these are found everywhere, making Chinatown a must-stop for many tourists, even those that have no prior background with the Chinese culture at all. Take Jim Bartlett and his family. They're from Wichita. And on a visit they're about to make to Chinatown, it'll be very clear that they're not in Kansas anymore.
Our family had a 200-acre farm back in Wichita, Kansas. We've been saving up for a vacation to San Francisco for a long time.
Oh, Jim, look at these dolls.
Oh, we've got plenty of souvenirs, Annie.
We can open up a shop of our own, couldn't we, Randy?
Can we go on the cable cars again?
Later, after we eat, okay, bud?
Okay.
We'd hit all the top tourist spots, the Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz, Fisherman's Wharf. It was our last day, and so we came to the only place we hadn't seen yet, Chinatown.
I'm hungry.
Don't worry, we're gonna eat. How about this place?
Well, prices are pretty good.
The duck looks pretty good too, doesn't it, Randy? Randy? Jim, where did Randy go?
I don't know. He was just here.
We just looked away for a second. Where could he have gone?
There he is.
Randy!
How did he get across the street so fast?
Randy! Why doesn't he answer me?
Randy! I think I better have a little talk with that boy.
It was totally unlike Randy to wander off like that, but the mystery was about to grow deeper.
请刚路才传话，就说文清师傅来了。
是的，文清师傅，他在这里好久了，好久了。
We couldn't understand what was happening, but it sounded like Randy was talking Chinese.
What do you think you're doing? You don't know how to talk Chinese.
我是文清。
Randy, you stop talking like that. This isn't funny. We're leaving right now.
敢问两位朋友有何鬼事啊？
Randy, what's wrong? Why are you doing this?
我不知道您早受伤吗？
Okay, it's time to stop the play acting. We're going back to the hotel.
"小鹿仔呀！
是师傅，这是你妈。 Ting?
Randy?
Randy, where are you going? Randy?
Please, they've waited almost a century for this moment.
Now, what are you talking about? That's our son in there.
Right now, your son is Wen Qing, my great-grandfather's master.
What?
This is insane. I want my son back.
多亏你了，到现在还帮我守着这个碗。
谢谢。
Jim, what's going on?
I don't know.
The bow was made 100 years ago by master artist Wen Qing. It was entrusted to my great-grandfather, who was Wen Qing's apprentice. He was to keep it until they met again. And so they have.
What are you saying?
The spirit of the great artist Wen Qing is in your son.
I don't understand. Why Randy?
He was chosen to be Wen Qing's vessel. It is a great honor.
有缘，我们来上再续了。
明智师傅，我们一定再见。
They're going to have lunch.
Oh, Randy.
How did I get in here? Why do I have this bowl?
We'll explain it to you later, son. Here's your bowl back.
Oh, no. It is your son's.
Are you sure?
Yes. He was chosen.
Come on, Jim. Let's go.
We decided that the right thing to do was to donate the Mandarin's bowl to the Chinese Cultural Museum in San Francisco. The head of the museum was very grateful. He told us it was a priceless artifact made by a master artisan in the late 1800s. And there was some Chinese words written on the side of the bowl that he translated for us. They said, "Embrace this bowl until next we meet. I shall return as a child from the yellow fields of wheat." Wheat was the crop we grew back on the farm in Kansas.
Is it possible that a young farm boy from Kansas could be possessed by the soul of a Chinese artisan? If not, how could the boy suddenly speak Chinese? Young Randy never spoke a word of Chinese before or after this incident. Could he have stumbled upon the ability temporarily? There are stories of people who have played an instrument perfectly, just once, and once only. Could this be the same phenomenon at work? Is this story of the precious artifact a vessel for the truth? Or are we just trying to bowl you over?
We'll find out if this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, a tycoon hides an evil secret on Beyond Belief. Fact or fiction?
Helping a famous person to write their autobiography is a daunting task. You must use every tool at your command to make accurate notes of the thousands of stories that you'll hear. Martin Ames has taken a job to write the autobiography of Wilfred Clayton, a hard-headed businessman with a heart to match. In fact, Clayton is so mean that... Wait, Martin's been taking the notes. Let's let him tell the story.
No. Where was I?
Sentiment.
Oh, yeah, sentiment.
Okay, Mr. Clayton, we're recording.
Sentiment is for losers. You know, I learned a long time ago that the weak work for the strong. And most people, they're happy with very little. They have no self-esteem. They think that whatever they're earning now is all they deserve. And they're right.
Wilfred Clayton was a cold-blooded monster. He was the most insensitive, self-loving egomaniac I'd ever met.
That thing pick me up if I walk around?
Yeah, it's very sensitive.
Yeah, most people were born to serve. Tell them what to do, they'll do it. Treat them like a dog, they'll obey. Show them the hoop, they'll jump.
Clayton was the president and founder of one of the largest textile companies in the United States. He hired me 2 months before to ghostwrite his autobiography. It was my first paying job as a writer, and I was excited. But that didn't last long once I got to know him.
Now me, I own a townhouse in New York, another on the beach in Barbados, and a villa in the south of France.
At first, I took my notes in longhand, but I switched to a tape recorder so I could tune out his obnoxious opinions.
I didn't get everything I have today by giving my employees an annual cost of living raise, I can tell you that. If they don't like it, they can find themselves another job. So, what do you think, Marty boy? Pretty good, huh? I'd say I got myself a bestseller happening right here in this room, wouldn't you? Say yes.
Yes, sir.
You gotta play little mind games with the worker ants. Let them think the other guy is doing a better job than they are. Keep them hungry and scared. They work better that way.
I hate him. I hate him. I'd like to shove this tape recorder down his throat and tell him I quit.
Martin, we need the money.
I know. Why does a creep like Wilfred Clayton have so much when so many good people have to struggle just to get by?
Now, can you imagine how empty his life must be? All he cares about is money and power. We have so much more than he'll ever have.
I love you.
I love you.
Later that night, we were both asleep when the storm kicked up. But what really woke us was the tape recorder.
I used to have this woman working for me. She told me she was a single mother. She wasn't getting paid enough to feed her 4 kids. I fired her right on the spot.
Martin, what's going on?
I think the recorder came on.
I hate weak people. I really hate them. They can come whining all they want. They're not getting it.
It won't go on.
Self-esteem. Serve. Born to be weak people.
Stop it! Stop it!
It's over, Julie. It's over.
Martin, what happened?
I wish I knew.
Yeah.
Mr. Clayton, I'm sorry I'm late. What with the storm last night,
I don't want to know your problems. There's plenty of other crummy ghost riders out there who can get here on time.
I apologize.
Yeah, stop whining. Let's get to work. Today I want to talk about how I started this company.
Okay, we're recording.
Now, let's see. He tried to warn me about the fire hazard, but I wouldn't listen. What are you doing?
I don't know. It's playing back instead of recording.
There was an explosion and a fire broke out in the tire room. I never said that. What are you trying to pull?
You must have said it. It's on the tape.
People were running and screaming everywhere. Some were trapped and couldn't escape. 9 people died. Stop. Stop it. 9 people died. 9 people died. Why won't this thing turn off? I denied it all and collected the insurance. That's how I built Clayton Fabrics and Textiles into the company it is today. No. No. It's not true.
Mr. Clayton. Wilfred Clayton survived the massive stroke he'd had that day and became a changed man. His autobiography was released shortly before his death, a year later. He gave me full writing credit. And in his will, he left Clayton Fabrics and Textiles to the families of those that perished in the fire.
How did Wilfred Clayton's confession get on that tape? Martin had left the recorder with Clayton a number of times. Did Clayton record a confession out of guilt and then push the wrong button trying to erase it? Or was his brain in such a pre-stroke condition that he might have said something involuntarily? Or was it the ghosts of 9 dead workers controlling things from beyond? Is this story of the mysterious autobiography researched with facts, or should you check our references?
Next, you'll find out which of our stories are fact and which are fiction when Beyond Belief returns.
Now let's look back at tonight's stories and find out which ones are inspired by actual events and which ones are totally false. What about the man who may have come back from the dead to give his wife a special gift?
Mr. Hibbert, geez, what happened to you? I need you to do me a favor. Oh, sure. Did you get your medicine? I need you to put this in the motel safe for me. I'm afraid I might lose it. What is it? Thank you.
If you thought this story was based on a real-life occurrence, you're right. Our research uncovered a similar incident. How about the wheelchair-bound man with the apparent psychic ability?
I was just passing by, minding my own business, when this guy comes running up, pistol whips the guard, and knocks me out of my chair. What kind of punk would do that, huh? To a guy in a wheelchair.
I don't know.
They're scum. That's what they are, scum.
Mr. Sigmar, you told Officer Hanna that you knew where we could find them. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. I got this special power that comes and goes. Sometimes when I get real mad, I see flashes of stuff in my mind.
Stuff? What kind of stuff?
Well, after that guy knocked me down, I was yelling at him, and this address just popped into my head. 1211 Carlson Street.
Is that where you think they are?
I know that's where they are. I can feel it.
This one has to be false, right? Wrong. Our research shows a similar incident happened on the Virginia-North Carolina border in the mid-'80s. How about the couple whose love to each other overcame a serious medical crisis?
This is so hard, Julie. Julie, I heard you. No, I didn't imagine that was you. It was your voice. Julie, say something to me. Say something again. Please.
I hear you, Gary.
I hear you too, Julie. I hear you.
I can move.
Have you heard a story like this before? You may have. A similar event happened in the Rocky Mountain area in the early 90s. Let's have one more look at the story of the little boy from Kansas who seemed to be possessed by a Chinese spirit.
多亏你了，到现在还帮我守着这个碗。
谢谢。
Jim, what's going on?
I don't know.
The bow was made 100 years ago by master artist Wen Qing. It was entrusted to my great-grandfather, who was Wen Qing's apprentice. He was to keep it until they met again. And so they have.
What are you saying?
The spirit of the great artist Wen Qing is in your son.
Did a similar story to this one take place? Perhaps, but our presentation is a lie. The story of the writer who discovered a mysterious confession on his tape recorder. How did you judge that one?
We're recording.
Now, let's see.
He tried to warn me about the fire hazard, but I wouldn't listen.
What are you doing?
I don't know. It's playing back instead of recording.
There was an explosion and a fire broke out in the tie room.
I never said that. What are you trying to pull?
You must have said it. It's on the tape.
People were running and screaming everywhere. Some were trapped and couldn't escape. 9 people died.
Stop. Stop it.
9 people died. 9 people died. 9 people died.
Why won't this thing turn off?
I denied it all and collected the insurance. That's how I built Clayton Fabrics and Textiles into the company it is today.
Is this story so strange that it must be true? Not this time. It's fiction. How did you accomplish your mission tonight? Were you able to predict which of our stories were based on truth and which were here to fool you? However you did, be proud of your achievement, because the challenge of separating fact from fiction is a challenge that is truly beyond belief. I'm Jonathan Frakes.
Wheelchair Man and The Vigil are true, based on first-hand research conducted by author Robert Trelins. For Beyond Belief, this is Campbell Lane.